Hey guys, this is Haley from oneonrabbits.com, and today's video is going to be a little bit different, as you can tell by the title. So basically, Lulu passed away on Monday. So yeah, she passed away on Monday, and I just kind of wanted to go over kind of just what happened, simply because I've been pretty quiet about Lulu recently, and a lot of people wanted an update video, and I did think about making one before she passed away. So I thought I'd just cover everything here because I'm sure people who aren't like my friends and stuff don't really know what's going on. So to start off with, Lulu was 11 and a half years old. I got her in 2009 when I was 12 years old. So she was a very old bunny. She was about 11 and a half, and the vets didn't think that she would honestly live that long just because smaller rabbits tend to live longer, which she was a slightly smaller rabbit, probably technically considered middle-sized. So yeah, she definitely outlived what I thought she was going to live, which is great. She lived a long and very happy life. But the past 6 months or so, she has declined quite a bit. So 6 months ago, I made the decision to no longer show her on most of my YouTube videos and my Instagram. The reason for that is I didn't want to be sticking a camera in her face when she wasn't feeling well. I also don't want to remember her in the state she was in necessarily. I prefer to have the memories of when she was happy and healthy, and that's just my personal preference, and that's what I decided to do. So yeah, basically 6 months ago, she just decided that she didn't want to come out of her room anymore. She didn't want to do playtime. She didn't want to play with toys. She didn't want to run around. She just wanted to sleep and eat her food. And to be honest, when I went in there to feed her, she was excited and happy to eat her food, which was great. But for the rest of the day, she didn't really want to do anything else. And that was simply because her arthritis had gotten to the point of pretty debilitating. She struggled a ton getting up. So if she was laying down, it took her forever to try to like get up and stand back up. Once she was standing, she was able to hop. However, her two back legs were crooked. So when she hopped, they, instead of like being straight and hopping like this, they were like crooked like this. Basically, she just was not super mobile, but she was still able to move around, still able to go in the litter box. She was very well potty trained for someone who was that old, and she was fairly happy. And then last weekend, I noticed that she kind of fell over funny, like early afternoon when I went into the bathroom, because she lived in the spare bathroom, to take a bath. I didn't really think anything of it. I kind of thought maybe she lost her balance or something. And about an hour or two later, I came back to check on her, and her mobility had completely gone downhill in just a matter of hours. So basically, she was, hours earlier, she was still hopping, still being normal, and within a couple of hours, she was dragging her back legs. So she was no longer able to like she was able to move them. She was not paralyzed. They would move, but she wasn't able to stand on them or put weight on them. So they were kind of sliding behind her, and her front legs were doing all of the work. Within 45 minutes to an hour of that happening, she was no longer able to move at all on her own. Her limbs were able to move. She wasn't paralyzed at all. It was just her arthritis was to the point where we don't really know for sure, like if she just stiffened up enough that she wasn't able to move enough. We don't really know. Basically, she was stuck on her side, and she was frantically, like every 10 minutes or so, kicking all of her limbs, trying her hardest to like get back on her feet, but she couldn't. And I could tell when she was doing that she was definitely in pain or very much distressed, and it was just really hard to see her go downhill so quickly. And at that point, I kind of knew it was the end. I personally do not want my rabbits to suffer. I don't want to prolong my rabbit's life by a couple of days just for my benefit. I don't feel personally that is something I'm comfortable with. So I did feel like this was something, she was not happy. She was in pain. I was giving her pain meds and sub-Q fluids because she wasn't able to get to her water dish and drink. So we did subcutaneous fluids every day until the vet opened up. This was over New Year's Eve, by the way, which is why the vets were shut down. And the emergency vets during COVID, I believe, only allow like life-threatening things. So like Lulu's condition wasn't to the point where she was like actively dying. So because of that, if I would have taken her to an ER vet, they basically would have done everything I did at home: pain meds, fluids, make sure she's eating. And I didn't want to drive her the 4 hours to an ER vet to do exactly what I was doing at home. Obviously, if I didn't have those medications, I would have gone to the ER vet, but I knew I had everything that she needed and to just stay at home until the vets opened up on Monday morning. So anyways, basically what we did, pain meds, sub-Q fluids, every hour, I would say. We had to lift her up, and we had to clean her backside because she would just urinate all over herself. I don't know if she was urinating more than normal or if because we were giving her sub-Q fluids she was peeing a lot, but basically it was just constant. We had to pick her up. We ended up using cornstarch to dry the pee off of her to avoid urine scald, because giving her baths every hour was just way too stressful on her, and it's actually really painful for her as well because she is so arthritic. So we would just rub a bunch of cornstarch on her, and since she was so immobile, she couldn't eat it, she couldn't lick it or anything, so it was completely safe. So that's what we did basically every hour, Friday to Monday morning. That's kind of what we did. She was still eating on her own. She was still eating hay, still eating veggies, still eating oats, but she was very upset. Lulu shows her opinions, very opinionated. She tells you when she's not happy. She has certain behaviors that she does when she's upset, and she kind of did those constantly throughout the entire weekend. Honestly, it was really hard to see her like that because I knew that she wasn't happy, and the only reason to sustain her life would be for me, and that wasn't fair. She had no joy left, which is sad because I really wish we wouldn't have had to wait that entire weekend because I felt really bad for her, but she was taken care of. She was well fed. She, you know, we did the best we could. I gave her a ton of treats, anything she wanted. Basically, it was just a really, really tough time. Yeah, I'm going through a lot personally, which I will touch on a later video, not this one. So to have this happen this weekend was very difficult. But yeah, we called Monday morning the vet, and we explained the situation, and we did go ahead and decide to put her down. I know everyone has different opinions on when it should happen, you know, the situation. My personal opinion, you know, anyone can have any personal opinion they want. My personal opinion is I always said if my rabbit was laying there and could not move and was not happy, I wouldn't put them through that. That's just not something I want to see them do. I don't want to see them suffer. I don't want to see them in pain. I don't want to see them like that. And they don't want to be like that either. You know, obviously rabbits in the wild, they don't really have those prolonged deaths like they would in captivity, just because they wouldn't have people there to prolong their life as much. So yeah, that was just my personal opinion. Please do not argue with what my decision was. I just don't have the time for that. Honestly, we don't really know why she went downhill so fast. The vet said it's possible that she slipped a disc, and with her previous pretty extreme arthritis, her arthritis was pretty severe before this happened. With the severe arthritis and the potential maybe she fell funny, something slipped, that might be why it happened so quickly. That's basically it. I just really wanted to update the people who don't follow me on social media that Lulu did pass away. If you want more direct information faster, follow me on my Instagram, official101rabbits. You can also follow my personal Instagram or the shop Instagram. I believe they're all linked down in the description. That's the video for today. Everything else is going fine, or everyone else is going fine. It's just hard because Ebony is also a senior rabbit. She's 8.5 years old. Mocha and Belle, my two previous rabbits, both passed away at 8.5 years old. So I've been very worried about Ebony recently. There's nothing really dramatic that's happened with Ebony. It's just I do believe that she's getting more cataracts, which is a normal thing for elderly rabbits to get. I just can tell that she's not seeing me as well. So yeah, it's hard because I had a lot of elderly rabbits just because I got 3 of my rabbits around the same time, and then Belle I got when she was already 8 years old. So Sterling is my only young rabbit. He's 4. He turned 4 in January. So yeah, it's just hard because I'm like, I don't want to go through this again. I really hope Ebony has a lot more years left like Lulu did, but I also know that she has liver disease. So yeah, it's hard. But that's part of owning rabbits. There's just been a lot of things with the pets lately, which has been really hard. And then a lot of things going on in my personal life. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. I just wanted to update you guys on everything with Lulu, and I know how much you guys loved her just as much as I loved her. I mean, obviously I probably loved her more because I knew her, but like, it's just crazy because I literally had Lulu, well, Mocha and Lulu, since I was a child. You know, I grew up with them, they grew up with me, and it's just crazy that I got her when I was 12, and she stayed with me until, you know, I'm 23, so crazy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the video there. There's not much else to say, but thank you so much to everyone who has already commented on my Instagrams. I haven't been responding just because there's a lot going on. But I've read them and I really do feel all of your love. So yeah, I'm gonna go before I like start crying. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon in a new video. Bye.